Today in this video we are going to study about the angles of rotation and the radian measure. So our success criteria is to understand the radian measure of an angle as the length of the arc on the unit circle subtended by the angle and convert between the degrees and the radians. What is angle of rotation? Remember that an angle is in the standard position when its vertex is at the origin. What do I understand by that? That this is the coordinate plane you can see in the figure, and right now the vertex of the ray is at the origin. So if we say, look at this part. Okay, so if the two rays, for example, this is the one ray and the other ray is also here. So if the two rays are at the origin, then you can say that this is the initial site and it is in the standard position. Now what you do, you start making the angles, okay, and let this ray come on this side. Okay, so yani one ray stay at the same position, whereas you move one ray to the other side. And now what have you seen? That you moved one of the ray in such a way that it moved in the anti-clockwise direction, and the angle which is formed is positive. Why positive? Remember that for the angles, if you move in the anti-clockwise direction, the angle will be positive. And now this line, this ray is said to be the terminal side of the angle. If in a coordinate plane, this is the coordinate plane, and as we said that the initial side should be at the origin, whereas whenever you move and make an angle by moving the ray in the anti-clockwise direction, you will have the positive angle of rotation. Whereas same ray which is at the origin, whose vertex is at the origin, and now rather than moving in the clockwise direction, in the anti-clockwise direction, you move in the clockwise direction. So whatever the angle is formed will be the negative angle of rotation. How can we convert the degree into radian or radian into degree? And what are they actually? Actually, the degree or the radians are the units to measure the angles. Now, we have heard a lot about the degrees, right? And all of us knows that in one circle there are 360 degrees. Now, if I want to convert this 360 into the radian measure, the simple is that whatever the degrees I have, I only have to multiply by pi over 180 degree. This is the standard. So if I multiply the degrees by pi over 180 degrees, I will get 2 pi. And what is 2 pi? It is the radian measure. So this is now conversion of the angle measure into the radian. Okay, now similarly, if I already have the pi radian, so let's suppose I have pi over 4. Radians are already given and someone is asking me to convert it into the degrees. So what I will do, I can go back to the degrees by multiplying it by 180 over pi. Yani same thing but the reciprocal. So pi and pi cancel and 4 and 180 you will get 445 degrees. So this is the simple way to convert the degree into radian and radians into degrees. So here there are some of the examples that what are the degrees? Yani if you can see this one, this is the coordinate plane. And this is all are the examples of the unit circle but in radian measure. So you know, for example, I have right now, this is my 0 degree. This is my 90 degree. On display, at this place 180 degree. Then at this place 270 degree and I come back to my original position. It means I complete one revolution and this is 360 degree. Now if I want to change all of them in the radian measure, the only thing is that I have to multiply it by pi over 180. So 0 times pi over 180, it gives me again 0. 90 times pi over 180, I will get 1 over 2 pi radians. If I have 180 degrees, multiply by pi over 180, I will get only 1 pi. Similarly, here I have 270 degrees. If I multiply by pi over 180, I will get 3 over 2 pi radians. When I come back to the 360 degree and I multiply by pi over 180, I will get 2 pi. It means 360 degrees or 2 pi radians is the measurement of one rotation. So here only they have given you the calculation that 2 pi means the 360 degree, pi means 180 degrees, half pi means 90 degrees. So you can memorize these things very easily. Or 2 pi, of course, it's difficult. 2 times 3.14 is gives me 6.28. Okay, and pi over 2, it means 3.14 divided by 2 gives me 1.57. Let's try to solve few of the questions by converting the degrees into radian and radians into degrees, but it is very important that you keep the calculators in your hands if it is allowed. So 120 degrees. So to convert the degrees into radian, what do? We always multiply by pi over 180. Now write it in the calculator. Do not change the pi. Keep the pi as it is. So we will get 2 over 3 pi and don't forget to write the radians. Now here we have negative pi over 12. If the pi is given, it means they already gave me in the radian measure. So I have to convert into the degrees. To convert into degrees, I have to divide by 180 over pi. So if I divide and calculate it by writing in the calculator, so remember that I will get negative 15 and don't forget to put the sign of the degree. So here are some questions again to convert that all the degrees into radian. So what is the simple thing? Write the 50 and write what? Pi over 180. So if we divide the 50 by 180, we will get 5 over 18 pi. And don't forget to put the radians. Then similarly, write it here 270 degrees. Convert it into the pi over 180. So you will get 3 over 2 pi and radians. Now you will have minus 340 degree. Multiply it by pi over 180. So if you will write in the calculator minus 340 pi divided by 180, you will get minus 17 over 9 pi and radians. So it's not a very difficult task. The only thing is that you have to understand that to convert any degree into radian, you should multiply by pi over 180. Now what will happen? Let's see here. What will happen if I have to convert the radians into degree? So what I will do? I will write 5 pi over 9 radians and I will multiply by 180 over pi. So what I will get? I will get 100 degrees. So when you convert, don't forget to put the degree or the radian units. Now it's so simple. Again, degrees into radians. So you will write the degrees. And to convert it into radian, the pi should be in the numerator, 180 in the denominator. If you write in the calculator, you will get negative 1 over 6 pi and radians. Okay, now this is your homework. Do it and write your answer in the comment box. Now question number 24, the radians are given. To convert it into our degrees, we have to multiply by 180 over pi. So you will write in the calculator and you will get 240 degrees. Similarly, question number 25, minus 9 pi over 4, multiply it by 180 over pi. So pause the video and check what you will get when you multiply the two expressions. So you will get simply negative 405 degrees. So the only part is that you have to memorize the measurement criteria. What measure in radians is equal to 150 degrees? So simple, only write 150 degree, multiply by pi over 180 and you will see that it will be equals to 23 over 636 pi radians. So here there are many questions which are written. It's your work that you just wherever the degree is written, you multiply by 1 pi over 180, get the answer. When the radians are written, you just multiply by 180 over pi to get the answer in the degrees. So just take the screenshot of this slide, write your answers in the comment box. So let's move forward. Coterminal angles. What are the coterminal angles? When the two angles in the standard positions are there, so they are said to be coterminal angles. How can I understand by easy language? So for example, a man is standing here. Right now, he didn't cover any distance. Okay, so only he is in the standing position and it means he covered no distance. Okay, so it means that the zero distance is covered by him. He moved and come back to the original position. So when he moved in a rotating path, in a circular path and come back to the original stage, of course he covered some distance. So let's suppose he covered 360 degrees or one rotation. But where is he right now? He is on the same position. So before, when he started his journey, he was at 0 degree. When he covered one rotation, again he is coming back to his original position, but after covering some position, so it is said to be the coterminal angles. Okay, now in order to understand or in order to get the answer of the coterminal angle, simple is that you add or subtract the angle with the 360 degree. So in the degrees, you know that one rotation means 360, right? So let's suppose I have 120 degree. I want to find out the two co-terminal angles, one in the positive answer and one as a negative answer. So what I will do, I will just add the 360 in it. So what I will get? I will get 480 degrees. I can also, in order to get another positive answer, I can say that it doesn't rotate only one rotation, it took two rotations. So I will write 2 times 360. So this n actually represents you the number of the rotation. It could be 1, it could be 2, it can be 3 and so on. 1 means 1 rotation, 2 means 2 rotation, 3 means 3 rotation and get the answer. So it will be 840 degrees. Now in the same position, if I want to find out a negative coterminal angles, simple I will write my angle and I will subtract from the 360. Yani I am moving actually in the clockwise direction. So I will get 0 and here 4 and 240 degrees. Now in the radian measures, only you add the 2 pi or subtract the 2 pi, whereas n is the number of rotations. Let's try to solve the questions by actual questions. 45 degree. Let's make it like this. Find two coterminal angles. One is positive and one is negative. Okay. So what do? You just write the 45 degree. One time you write the plus 360 degree and one time you write the angle and subtract with the 360 degree. So that's all. So if you write 45 plus 360, you will get 405 degrees. And if you subtract, then you will get negative 315 degrees. So see, one answer is in the positive and the other answer is negative. Now let's sketch the graph. Okay, so I just want to sketch the actual graph first. So my actual graph is 45 degree here. Now I want to sketch the graph by showing with the arrow of 405 degree. So 405 degree means I started my position from here. I just move round a circle. I make it 360 degree and after that I will again cover some more distance till here, coming back to my original position, but right now I have covered 405 degrees. Now in order to make the negative 315 degrees, what I will do, look, this is my 45 degree. It means this is my original position. To come back here, just from the original position, I move clockwise and coming back to this position. And this is my minus 315 degree. So actually, since they are the coterminal angles, so whether it is 45 or it is 405 or it is negative 315, the position of the 45 stay as it is. This is 45, right? Stay as it is, but all these angles you have to show by making the arrows. Let's make this one. So negative 330 degree. Negative 330 degree. Write it down. One time you write plus 360 degree. And one time with the same angle you make the minus 360 degree. Now minus 330 plus 360 gives me 30 degrees. So look at this one. Okay, here. Let's see here 330 degree. So 300 and minus 3. Okay, first of all, let's make the 30 degree. Where is the 30 degree? Here is the 30 degree positive, right? This is 30 degree. Now I want to show minus 330 degree. So I can from the original part, I can come back like this. It means I am using minus 330 degrees. Okay, now if I solve this one, I will get minus 690 degree. It means, again it means here my original position is 30 degree and minus 690 degree means I am coming from here. Okay, so I am coming 360 degree and then again one more rotation over here of 330. So it will gives me minus 690 degrees. It means I made one full rotation and one a little more rotation of 330 degrees. Let's try to solve the next question, 72 degrees. So as I told you, one time you have to add 360 degree and one time you have to subtract minus 360 degree. So if I write 72 plus 360, I will get 432 degrees. And if I write here 72 minus 360 degrees, it means I will get negative 288 degrees. Now what I have told you, I told you that just make one angle showing 72 degrees. Okay, what is 72 degrees? Maybe it is somewhere here. So I called it here 72 degrees. Now the same line will stay here. This is the main line, but I have to show 432 degrees. How I will show the 432 degrees? Let's see with the red color. Okay, so I am starting from here. I will make one rotation. I will come back to again the same position. So this is 432 degrees. Now same thing, but I am showing in the next graph. So here is my 72 degrees. But right now I want to show minus 288 degrees. So to show minus 288 from the same point, I have to move in the clockwise direction coming back to the same line. But since I am moving in the clockwise direction, my answer will be minus 288 degrees. Okay, over here, I have to find out the coterminal angles, but in the radian form. Okay, so one time I have to add the plus 2 pi and one time in the same I have to minus the 2 pi. So if I write here minus pi, write in the calculator, minus pi over 9 plus 2 pi. So what we will get? 17 over 9 pi. Okay, sorry, here I will get 17 over 9 pi. And if I will subtract it, yani minus pi over 9 minus 2 pi, then in that case, what do I get? I will get minus 19 over 9 pi. Now, right now, as a student, I cannot figure out that what is negative 1 pi 9, which angle is this one, which angle is this one, and which angle is this one. So what I will do to understand this thing, I will simply convert it into degrees. So in order to convert it into degrees, I will write 180 over pi. I will get negative 2. Negative 20 degree. Okay, so it means My answer for negative pi by 9 is negative 20 degrees. Now, even if I am not doing anything, now let's see here, 17 over 9 pi. If I multiply it 180 over pi, I will get it's 20 times 7, that is 340 degrees. Similarly, if I write here 119 over 9 pi, negative 19 over, this is here negative, negative 19 over 9 pi, and I multiply by 180 over pi. So simply I will get 20 times 19, which means minus 380 degrees. Okay, let's try to make this one very easily. Look at this. So negative 20 degree, it is here, right? Over here. So it means this is our negative 20 degree. Now negative 300, positive 340 degree. Positive 340 degree means you have to start from the standard sign and come back to this position. Same position, it will gives me positive 340 degree. On the same one, now I want to show minus 380 degree. Minus, okay. So I will start with my original position. Let's make it from here. And I will negative. Negative means I have to go clockwise. So this is still here 360 and I move over 60 plus 20, 380 degrees. So this red one shows minus 380 degrees. So this is how I create or I sketch my graphs. Now let's make 4 by 5 pi. Okay, so simple is, first of all, I want to write here 4 pi over 5 plus 2 pi, and one time I will write 4 over 5 pi minus 2 pi. So if I write here 10 plus 4, so 14 by 5 pi, and here I will get minus 10 plus 4, 6 by 5 pi with the negative sign. Now, in order to take the better idea, what I will do, I will convert everything into the degrees to understand where do they lie, in which quadrant do they lie. So, I will multiply by 180 over pi. So, on multiplying by 180 over pi, what I will get, 4 times 180 and then divided by 5. I will get 144 degree. If I write here 14 by 5 pi, okay, so in that case I will get 504 degree. And if I write here minus 6 by 5 pi, then in that case I will get negative 216 degree. Okay, let's try to sketch the graph. So first of all, 114 degree. Let's make it 144 degree somewhere here. Okay, so let's try as a positive sign. So it is 144 degrees. Same thing, but I want to show it by the red 504. 504 means one rotation already done, right? And I am coming back then. So from here I moved, I make it 360 degree, then I come back to this position again. So this is called 504 degrees. Now let's make it with the purple. Negative 216 means from here I have to move and come back here only. So it will be negative 216 degree. Now let's see 3 pi. Okay, so 3 pi, one time I will make plus 2 pi and one time I will make minus 2 pi. But let's see here. 3 pi plus 2 pi gives me 5 pi and 3 pi minus 2 pi gives me 1 pi. But I told you in the start, let's find out a positive and a negative coterminal angles. When I make this one, I get a positive coterminal angle. When I write minus 2 pi, I again get a positive coterminal angle. So how can I find a negative coterminal angle? I will write 3 pi as it is, minus 2 pi as it is, but 2 rotations this time I will take. So 2 times 2 pi I will take. So 3 pi minus 4 pi, it will gives me negative pi. Now what I know by this one? Yani 1 pi means 180 degrees. Now if you have not memorized yet, so 180 over pi, it will gives me 180 degrees. 3, 3 pi plus 2 pi means 5 pi. And I know that, so let's change it. 5 pi times 180 over pi and it will gives me 5 times 5 pi into 180 over pi and it will gives me 900 degrees. 900 degrees means you took already 2 rotation and then covering more distance. Now 3 pi minus 4 pi gives me minus pi. It means minus 180 degrees. So these are the three angles. Let's try to make it. And one is 3 pi. So let's make it 3 pi times 180 over pi. So pi and pi cancel and 3 times 180 gives me 540 degrees. Okay. So let's make first 540 degree. 540 degrees means 360 plus 180, right? 360 plus 180 gives me 540 degree. It means that one line is here. This is my standard position. And where is the other one? The other is here. Okay. So now let's try. I have to come back here. So when I say minus 180 degree, it means from here I have to come back here. In the clockwise direction, I will get minus 180 degree. If I say 540 degree, it means I am covering from here, making one rotation and then again coming back to 180 degree. So this is what 540 degree. The last is 900 degree. 900 degree means two rotations already. So one rotation, two rotation and then coming back to this position, that means 900 degrees. So I hope that the idea of coterminal angles and how we sketch those angles is understood to you. Now if there are some doubts, you just rewind the cassette and then watch the video again. Now there is a question that determine whether each pair of the given angle in the standard position are coterminal or not and sketch their graphs to support your answer. So first of all, have a look 105 degree. Okay, so 105 degree could be over here, right? Now look at this one. This is from here till here. If I go here, it's 105 degree. Now if I want to go from here, right, so it is 180 degree and of course it is not the 5 degree distance which it is covering. Okay, it is not a 5 degree distance which it is covering. So that's why they are not the coterminal angles. Okay, so not the coterminal angles. Now let's hear. minus 28 degree and minus 388 degrees. So minus 28 degree is somewhere here, right? So, but it's the minus, it means that I have to go in the opposite direction. So it is here, right? So this one is minus 28 degree. Now the other is minus 38 degrees. So look, how can I make it minus 388? So in the 360, if I add 28 degrees, so do I get 388 degree? Yes. So in the same way, if I write here minus 360 and minus 28 degree, do I get minus 388 degree? Yes. So it means that I am only in the negative direction, covering one rotation and coming back to my initial position, which means that yes, they will make the co-terminal angles.